Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Severe weather left thousands of DTE customers in the dark for days in Ann Arbor. Now, officials have a new proposal they hope will keep that from happening again.
Plus, our Dr. Frank McGeorge answers your coronavirus vaccine questions, including how doctors determine if you're infected with the Delta variant.
But first, new information in a cold case of a Detroit mother missing for nearly a decade. Glad you're with us tonight at 6. For 9 years, the family of Tamala Wells have hoped and prayed for the day that she comes back home.
The mother of two went missing back on August 6th of 2012 in the area of Appleton Street and Telegraph Road on Detroit's west side. Years later, still no clues on what led to her disappearance. Local 4 defender Sean Lay has been following this case, and Sean, her family has not given up hope.
Never have they given up hope. And Karen, I know you are well aware of this case as well. The new information would be this case is finally going to get a new set of investigative eyes from DPD. Now, I was with Tamala Wells' mother in those early hours when she was frantically searching for her daughter. It was 9 years ago. We have spoken every year ever since, and it never gets easier.
Every day I get through with the grace of God. I wake up saying, Lord, this is the day that you made, and I'm going to be joyful in it. I'm going to do everything that you desire me to do because I know today the answer is coming.
You can feel the passion from Donna Davis, a mom who will never stop looking for her missing daughter. 9 long years ago, Davis's daughter, Tamala Wells, went missing August 6th, 2012. Vanishing from her home on Appleton on the city's west side. Wells has 2 children, a son who is now 25 and a daughter who was 6 when she went missing and is now 15. So much can change in 9 years. The Detroit police sergeant on Tamala's case retired.
When I found out he was retiring, he just had his badge on Facebook, retired, with his picture. And I was like, oh, wow.
Cold case or not, Davis has driven from her home in Florida to Detroit countless times over these years to go through countless vacant homes all by herself, looking for any sign of her daughter.
See, the worst part is not knowing. You know, there's a lot of people losing their loved ones to diseases, gunshots, all of that. At least, and it's, you know, my heart goes out to them. I'm passionate because no one deserves to be taken from life. But at least they know where their loved ones is. I don't know. And that's the hardest part.
Unbelievable. And you can feel that pain coming right through the television screen from Miss Wells. Now, from Miss Davis, I should say, Tamala Wells' mother. Tamala Wells' boyfriend, questioned in this case multiple times by investigators, but has never been charged. I did speak, Karen and Devin, to Detroit police today. They assured me they have not forgotten about this case. They hope to connect with Tamala's mom, Donna Davis, very soon. We'll let you know what happens. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
We have to imagine somebody knows something and hoping that time has passed and they'll come forward. Thank you, Sean.
Within the past hour, President Biden addressing the nation on the evacuation efforts in Afghanistan. President saying he still plans to get U.S. troops out of there by August 31st. He has asked the Pentagon and the State Department for contingency plans, though, for the possibility of extending that deadline. President Biden has also asked Secretary of State to determine how many Americans still need to come home. So far, about 4,000 Americans and their families have been evacuated.
The sooner we can finish, the better. Each day of operations brings added risk to our troops. But the completion by August 31st depends upon the Taliban continuing to cooperate and allow access to the airport for those who we're transporting out and no disruptions to our operations.
The latest on the president's comments and the evacuation effort coming up 6:30. NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt right after this newscast.
We have reported throughout the day how's that mercury continues to climb and climb, and we don't have a lot of relief in sight.
Really feels like summer today, Andrew.
Exactly right, and that summer-like feeling does not quit as we go through much of this week, including this evening, of course. Even at this hour, with sunset just less than 3 hours away, it's still 90 degrees here in Wayne County at both City Airport and over at Metro Airport, and still much warmer than average all the way from Sandusky, where it's 88. Down to the Ohio border, Lenawee and Monroe counties checking in at 91 degrees at Adrian and Monroe, respectively. When you factor in the humidity, it still feels like it's close to 100. At Metro Airport in Ann Arbor, same thing in Monroe, 97 the current wind chill in Howell. Not much in the way of showers and thunderstorms, but we have been talking about the chance of isolated showers popping up. You've got this one right here about to move into downtown Plymouth, so just watch out for a light to moderate shower there. But heavier showers and thunderstorms linger to our west. We'll talk about what that means for tonight and, of course, tomorrow's forecast and your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Andrew, we've got breaking news just into us from Oakland County. The health department has just issued a universal mask mandate for all students from preschool through 12th grade. This new health order applies to the more than 200,000 students. It includes public school districts and charter schools. This is a mandate that is going to be in place until the county is at a moderate level of transmission for COVID-19. We're diving deeper into this announcement, this just developing here in the last couple of minutes. We will have more coming up on Local 4 News tonight at 11.
Plymouth Canton Community Schools also requiring masks for the fall. Starting Thursday, students, staff, and visitors in pre-K through 12th grade will be required to wear masks while indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Right now on clickondetroit.com, we are tracking which school districts and colleges are requiring masks. You'll find that on the homepage. In other headlines, the state's vaccination rate is at 65.2% tonight. And Eastern Michigan University is requiring all unvaccinated students attending on-campus classes to undergo weekly testing.
Now, with so many new developments each day, like the one we just brought you in Oakland County, it's not surprising people have a lot of questions. Dr. Frank McGeorge continues to answer those questions that have been coming in through clickondetroit.com. And in fact, he's got a new batch right now, Doc.
Yeah, Devin. So a viewer named Marjo asks, can you donate blood if you've been vaccinated? The answer is yes, you can, and please do. The vaccine does not change the ability of your blood or the suitability rather of your blood for donation. And on the other side, donating blood is not going to change the amount of antibody that you develop from the vaccine. Now here are some more of your questions. Marcia asks, is a fully vaccinated person's protection against a COVID-19 infection affected if they have subsequently received a blood transfusion? No, receiving blood will not affect the protection you have developed from being vaccinated. Another viewer writes, my second dose of Pfizer was on March 25th, 2021, which means 8 months later will be November 25th, 2021. But November 25th is Thanksgiving. Will I be able to receive my COVID booster before that date? I applaud the detailed thought you've put into this. Practically, I would simply wait until after Thanksgiving. There's nothing magically specific about 8 months. Waiting until at least 8 months will just make it easier for whoever is administering the vaccine. Jackie asks, since the original Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were developed before the dangerous variants emerged, will the booster shots be formulated to cover the variants? Jackie, at this point, the boosters will be the same vaccine you initially received. Vaccine manufacturers are developing variant-specific vaccines, but at this time, it's believed these won't be necessary. A viewer asks, how do doctors determine if someone has COVID-19 or the Delta variant? Is there a separate test for the Delta variant? There is a separate test to determine the specific variant a person is infected with. The standard PCR test can only tell if a person is infected in general. The sample has to be genetically sequenced to determine which variant is involved. Most samples do not go through that extra step, but in the state of Michigan, 99% of the samples that have been genetically sequenced in the past month showed an infection with the Delta variant, so it's a good bet that any new infections are from Delta. Now finally, Lisa asks, I received the J&J vaccine in March. All of the booster conversations seem to be on mRNA vaccines. When will we hear about potential booster shots for those that receive J&J? So Lisa, we expect that boosters will actually be needed for people who receive the J&J vaccine, and hopefully that data will be coming out in the very near future. So stand by. Back to you.
You got to keep the questions coming. All right, Doc.
Well, one of the most iconic buildings in the New Center area is going up for sale. Sky 4 over the Fisher building this afternoon. Its ownership group, led by the platform, have completed $30 million in upgrades over the last 6 years. It now offers over 500,000 square feet of office space and 68,000 square feet of retail space. It also features nearly 2,000 parking spaces with an attached parking garage. The Fisher Building was built back in 1928 and is truly one of the masterpieces of architect by Albert Kahn.
As part of National Black-Owned Business Month, we're introducing you to a local man who started his own security business after working in the industry for years, but he's providing more than just security to the city. Larry Spruill shows us this entrepreneur is giving back.
We're all about security, everything that involves security, everything that involves protecting people. We're all about it.
That's what Detroit Bodyguard Protection Union on West 8 Mile is all about.
We have about 130 employees, security officers. We work all around the state of Michigan.
Meet the owner, Daniel Claxton. He said, yes, they're in the security business, but with a twist.
We like to focus on high-profile stuff, a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, politicians.
Claxton is born and raised right here on the east side of Detroit. He says the idea started with him working security with other companies, but then it hit him. In 2018, he wanted to be his own boss. Now, of course, when you see this building and the name, you automatically think security. But the owner tells me his business does a lot more than that. Let me show you. It's here in this neighborhood on the Detroit East Side where Daniel grew up. He bought and transformed several homes in this neighborhood. He tells me this is his way of giving back.
And buying and renovating homes, turning them into homes for families in need, rehabilitation homes, re-entry homes. I'm actually putting together a community center to be able to offer job training and different things for the youth.
But there's more. He's also providing jobs.
I'll hire anybody that wants to work, doing demolition, doing anything, even jobs that they don't know. We'll train them on how to do it, and we'll give them a job on doing something.
Reporting on Detroit's East Side, Larry Spruill, Local 4.
All right, Larry, we've still got more to come here on Local 4 News at 6.
Here is Priya Mann.
Ann Arbor City Council may be looking at what it would take to create a community-owned energy provider after hundreds of thousands lost power.
We're sending the message that we have options.
Tonight, DT